Hello there, and welcome to another episode of EDH Geeks. And we're back with another episode of our series, Strictly Better. And in this series, in case you haven't caught it before, we compare two different cards to one another and try to figure out which one of the two cards is strictly better than the other. So in this specific episode, we are looking at uh, Eternal Witness and Balaged Recovery. And this has come up a little bit recently since Balaged Recovery's printing in Zendikar Rising. So for a long time, I think Eternal Witness has been the mainstay of of commander decks, of green commander decks. Just going in a lot of decks to return any card from your graveyard to your hand. I think that's a really cool and really great effect. The fact that it's on this 2/1 body that you can keep recurring pretty easily or keep flickering pretty easy is very good, certainly. And there's almost nothing in those decks, once again, that can compare to it. But I think Balaged Recovery is quite good as well, especially since Eternal Witness can't do something that Balaged Recovery can do, which is be a land sometimes. That is what I think pushes Balaged Recovery above Eternal Witness in some decks, not in all decks, because I think if you're a very creature-heavy deck, you will still want Eternal Witness, absolutely. But I think Balaged Recovery, having that utility to be a land sometimes when you're short on lands, even though, yes, it comes in tapped for that land, I still think at least if you're making your land drops that you will get to where you're going um, eventually. If you are unable to play a land for the turn, if you miss your fourth, fifth, or even whatever third land drop, I think you're in great trouble. I think both of these cards can go in the same deck, in some of the same decks even. I think Balaged Recovery can go in some more sort of spell heavy or perhaps decks that utilize things from their graveyard like lands and whatnot. So Ramonap Excavator can be very good with this sort of card, or things that you can get instants and sorceries back from your graveyard to your hand to recast them is very good as well. But I just think that there is a comparison to be made between these two cards, and I've put rather Balaged Recovery into a lot of places where I had Eternal Witness, and I've just found that Balaged Recovery is much better than the Eternal Witness was in that space, because I have no way to use the Eternal Witness for anything other than returning that card from my graveyard to my hand a lot of times, and even the times that I don't need that effect, which sometimes you will do, it's just so versatile being able to be a land sometimes when you absolutely need it. So I've just found that versatility trumped what the Eternal Witness would give me most of the time. But anyway, it's not up to me to say which of these cards is quote unquote strictly better. Maybe neither of these cards is strictly better. If there's any doubt in your mind to think that one of these cards can be better than the other cards, then I think that I've made my point, and that's the idea for the most part of a lot of these strictly better, is just to have that conversation and to make people think. And a lot of my videos are just that. They're talking points to go, let's consider this, and think about it. So, if I have made you think and consider Balaged Recovery, or perhaps Eternal Witness, even if you might have not been using it for the last few years in some of your decks, then that's good. That's all great. I like that. I think I definitely would put Eternal Witness in a Marin deck, because it would fit there a lot more. But Bala Recovery, I can see basically putting in almost every deck because even again I can see the times where I would use it in a Muldrotha deck for a land, and if I can sacrifice it or do other effects with it, that I can again find a place to get it back with perhaps even an Eternal Witness in that Muldrotha deck to cast it to get something else back for even more value or what have you and things like that. So there's certainly that utility there with these cards. So once again, you can find places for both, and I think both are very good. But let me know what you think about these two cards. Comment in the comments section. Let me know. You can let me know on Discord where I talk to everyone over there as well, and you can also help us out on Patreon. So please support us over there, and hope to see you again in another video.